Thought once again, here a week from last Wednesday that we had, last week I called it one of our most complete performances. I think we came right back and had another very complete performance on, both sides of the ball or both ends of the floor. I thought we got contributions from everybody that played. I thought Morgan, Colbert, Tate's minutes were very valuable. They were huge for us. I thought that Ekey and Bertrand off the bench collectively maybe played their best game coming off in that role. At halftime we had 27 points. 9 of them were off of John and Joe's offensive rebounding effort. They had all 5 of our offensive rebounds. They continued to be very aggressive in the second half. When you get 10 guys contributing like that, I thought that we did some really good things. To play with 2 turnovers in the second half was huge. We were a little sloppy in the first half, let them take our ball a couple times. We had 7, and then we kind of cleaned that up. To defend without fouling, I thought was going to be big. I thought the glass was big. We did a good job there. I thought the zone was good to us in the second half. And then some guys made some plays. Obviously, Kendrick made some shots again, which were big for us. Ray's 9 rebounds. I thought Ray really handled better in the second half, the double teaming. I thought he handled that well and was able to get the ball out of there and get some guys shots. I thought Nana was, again, very, very active. Tracy doesn't make a shot but goes 5 assists, 0 turns. He told me it should have been 6-0 if Ekey would have made the one in the corner. So, we'll blame John here on the one we ran on the one action. But, we really got contributions from everybody. Hill hit 2 big threes, 2 big ones in the guts of the game. I thought that were huge. Had a nice drive, stepped up and made his free throw. So we just got contributions from everybody. We really did. We've talked all year in here about this is a team that needs everybody. And tonight we had everybody contributing. And I thought you kind of saw the result of that was a really complete game and, a win. I'm happy for these guys because they've continued to fight. I thought we practiced fairly well over the break. And we're just continuing to get better, enjoying being around one another. I like our guys' effort, energy, and enthusiasm right now, and we just got to build on it. Questions for the players?
John, so much emphasis with you guys placed on defense. It's 3 straight opponents. You've held them to 50 points. What kind of pride do you guys take in doing that on that end of the floor?
We take huge pride in that. That's one of the things all year we've been talking about is every night it's going to be defense for us. That's one of the things we work on all the time. One of the things coaches are always, getting on us about. That's just one of those things that every night that's what we expect to do is, just shut down, what other teams are trying to do to us. So it's just one of those things night in, night out that we just, take pride in.
Ken, does the basket look really big right now when you're banking in threes?
Yeah, I guess so.
You called that one, didn't you?
I've been just in the gym working on my jump shot, getting a lot of reps up.
Hey, Chad, it seems like you guys have all been on the same page, togetherness about that, but on the court, are you guys all on the same page now? It seems like you're all clicking together in this.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that, when shots are going in, things like that, obviously it looks like we're all going together. We've been like that all year. Everyone's got each other's backs at all times. So, right now, obviously, it's, it looks really good. Everyone's always has each other's backs. It's just one of those things where, we're all close, on the court, off the court, but, it's just, right now it's even closer.
Did you make any friends, John, diving into the student section?
I felt bad. I kind of just tackled one of the cheerleaders, so hopefully he's okay.
Did you see Nana's reaction to that play?
No, but I assume it was something good. He's normally got some pretty good reactions to plays like that.
For both of you, first home win in 53 days. Given how long it's been to win a game here, can you just talk about how that, what the real feeling is, if it's relief or what else it might be?
It feels good. Obviously to come home and win another game. Obviously the fans have been great. Going through the struggles that we had. They still come. To all the games and they're loud. And obviously the Orange Crush is huge. It's always good to come back home and just have the support that we have every time we come here. So being able to get a win for them is always good.
Do you guys feel like either one of you starting to press that and kind of struggle? Do you feel a lot different than those 8 games?
Definitely feel different. But you always have to get to the next game and not worry about the past.
Kendrick, how intense was the defense from the Nebraska guards tonight? Where would you rate them in terms of defensive pressure?
I wouldn't know what to rate them, but they was pretty much in the gaps a lot, and they stripped my ball a couple times, but I'll work on that.
John, what does it say about the confidence level that with this team? You had a long stretch, you guys were playing well, and now you won 2 games in a row, and you guys will get more and more confident as you go down the stretch here. What does it say about the team to fight through that stretch and continue to get confident?
I mean, it just says a lot about the guys that we have. Obviously, like the freshmen, everyone that we have from the coaches all the way through everyone on the staff of just, never giving up. No matter what we were going through, everyone was always positive. Every day we went into the gym trying to get better, working on things that we knew we could get, better at. We had older guys, helping out freshmen. Freshmen were coming in, ready to learn. So, I mean, it was just a collective team effort of just, no matter what, the score was of the game before or whatever we were going through, we just came in. We knew, it's a long season. So, we just kept working every day.
Anything else for the players? Yeah, Kendrick, you consider it part of your responsibility or your role to bring some attitude to the court, some of that kind of, I don't know what it is, what you'd call it, confidence, toughness. Can you describe your personality and how you think it affects them?
Definitely, I think I bring a lot of energy and toughness to the floor on both sides, and just bring swagger to the team, man, and that's what I feel like my role is.
All right, let these two go.
Good job, fellas. Questions?
Also plays with major on left there a little bit, but Kendrick banking in the 3. John, do you feel like the balls are finally starting to go your way a little bit, some of those rolls?
Yeah, I mean, I thought our effort was, we made a lot of extraordinary effort plays tonight, but we had practice like that. We had one of the 4 practices that was C+, but the other 3 were off the charts, and I thought they were really good and had great energy, came to improve, came to work. I thought we played like we practiced. We gave that type of effort and energy in practice, and, we have a saying with our players, in pressure situations, habits take over, and I thought our habits were pretty good today, especially defensively. I thought we were really sound. I thought our guys were really tuned into the game plan and really executed that well. And sometimes when you give that type of effort and you have abnormal focus and concentration and you're playing the right way for the right reasons with the right mindset, sometimes the basketball gods will let you bank in a 3 or, save a ball or, I thought John made that one possession happen, as did those other guys. And, our effort, I thought, was, at times inspiring. But we've been that way before. I mean, that's the one thing, and again, I've said this before, I want to make sure that everyone understands, we lost 8 in a row. That doesn't mean we played bad every minute of those 8 games. We played well in some of those games, played really well. Tonight we got the result we wanted, but I think sometimes you can say, man, you're struggling, you're not playing well. You may not have won, but there's some things that we've been incrementally or gradually getting better at, even through that adversity where we played some pretty daggone good basketball. I think because we went through that, Marcus, that's a big reason why we were able, here these last couple games to start putting things together at both ends of the floor.
On that same token, even though Tracy had a bad shooting night, you regard it as a good game?
I thought he was great defensively, Rob. I mean, in position a lot. Then he has 5 assists, 0 turns on a night where we didn't make a high percentage necessarily, or he maybe would have had more. Take care of the ball like that. I thought he was really locked in. I thought he was vocal. I thought he defended. He made a couple plays and helped defense where it resulted in steals. I thought the only thing he didn't do tonight was make shots, and he got stuck with the ball at the end of the clock a couple times. Our poor possessions were during a 4 or 5 minute stretch of the first half there where he had to heave a couple balls. But other than that, he had some good inside-out looks. They just didn't go down, and we'll continue to work with him. I like those shots, and he'll continue to take them.
You shot the ball better of late, except for maybe the Ohio State game, but how much of that is shot selection versus just improved shooting? It seems like you're getting better looks, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's both, really. I think obviously our execution's getting better. At the same time, we're also making a few more of them. I think Kendrick's been making some shots. That's helped our offense. I think Nana's been much more aggressive. Tonight I know he goes 3 for 11, but He had one maybe that was a tough one. Some of those other ones he just made last Wednesday. I love the fact that we're throwing it inside and getting him touches. I think that's great. Our ability to play inside out, whether that's off penetration or off the post feed, I thought was pretty good tonight for the most part, and therefore the quality of shots improving. But some of it's just making them as well. I think it's a combination of both.
John, I've been waiting a long time to get everybody on the same page. You talked about that, but why do you think it's now? Is it just that the freshmen are developing, or why do you think?
Well, we should be better now than we were a month ago or 2 months ago. We take a lot of pride in that. We want to keep getting better and be that team that wants to come to practice and wants the season to be prolonged and wants to keep playing. And yesterday, last couple of days, we ended practice pretty quickly and shoot. Most of the whole team's wanting to stay after and get shots up. I mean, it's February 20-something. They don't have to do that. They want to be in here. They want to work. They want to play. They like one another. We should be better now in a lot of areas than we were a month ago or 2 months ago. And I think you're seeing the byproduct of, my old coach used to call it stick-to-itiveness. I think you're seeing the byproduct of that.
The lineup change, that I guess it's been 5 games now, has that been, you think, a really key formative part of why you're playing better?
I think maybe it's given a couple of the young guys some confidence, but the guy who's had to adapt and adjust a little bit, the two guys have been John and Joe. Tonight, Steve, was really the first time I thought John and Joe in that role really excelled, in addition to the young guys, playing well, that we had moved into the lineup. So, I thought they were great tonight and really active, coming off the bench. I thought they were super, and I thought it was a big reason why we played, again, one of our more complete games.
You probably.
You talked about the defensive improvements. What's been that key to locking in defensively, do you think?
I think just learning the system. It's the same system that we had in play, Taylor, that we taught in October, but I just think we're better at it now. Guys have gotten, repetition builds mastery, and I think that the repetition and hearing the same thing over and over again about how we cover things and how we defend things and positioning and all those different things, some of those things have started to become habits. I think that's a big part. That, and I think our younger guys are starting to figure out that we have an expectation that everyone that's on our roster contributes in the areas of defending and rebounding, and that we need to hold each other accountable to doing that. I think that's helped as well.
Petaway's had 2 pretty quiet games against you guys. How do you approach trying to stop him?
Well, a total team effort. I'm going to say it again. You guys probably get tired of me saying it, but Egwu is, a unique defender. Maybe as unique a guy at his size, his length, his quickness, his mobility, his intelligence. He's so good on defense. He does things that don't show up on the stat sheet, covers up things. I mean, he's terrific defensively and allows us to do, some things on defense that, maybe some other teams can't do because of his mobility. I certainly think that was a part of it.
Coach, how big is it, that week of practice? How big is it this time of year to have that much practice time without any games as you try to get better?
Well, we obviously got better, but I was, jokingly saying yesterday at the press conference, but somewhat seriously as well, when you're a player this time of year, you want to play games. They like the 2-day prep game, 3-day prep game, 2-day prep game. They like that. Coaches like practice. You start writing down things that you really want to work on. We were able to do that on Friday and Saturday, and we went hard, and our guys really responded, I thought, for the most part, very well. And we were able to address some things and get a little bit better during the week off.
Well, you probably haven't done much reflecting in the past 43 or 44 minutes, but same question I asked those players, 53 days in between home wins, just now that has been resolved or whatever.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, or how did it?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't even know how many days it was until you said it earlier, Steve. I mean, we get so caught up in day-tight compartments and what's going on in front of you, and every day getting better, and what do we need to get better, who do we have next, what does that entail in terms of preparation. I don't necessarily count days, or I'm more concerned about how well are we playing. Obviously, it's great to win at home. I think good teams have the ability to do that consistently. I do think we're getting better. The exciting thing for us is that, I don't think we've reached our total potential yet here coming down the stretch. I still think we have another gear. And so that's pretty exciting. I think, we have an opportunity to continue to play even better.
One other question, just for some context, I guess. I often think back to the Missouri game because it was a high-profile game and you won it. Is the team, like tonight versus that night, you playing much better basketball now than you were then because of the time it is of the season?
Yeah, I think the last two games for sure. And a lot of it, Brad asked the question there earlier about shot selection and execution. I just think our timing's better. It should be. I mean, that was December, and this is February, I think our overall, and I thought a key coming into the season after watching us practice was we were that team that's margin for error was small and we needed everybody to contribute. One of the things that's happened the last two games is you've gotten contributions from everybody. And I think because of that, we're a little bit more complete than we were at that time. We make less defensive mistakes than we did at that time. I do think we're better, significantly better.